From escaping a fight on 1 HP to getting glitched rewards from a star drop, these are the absolute rarest moments in Brawl Stars history. I bet you didn't know that Kid can dodge attacks while using his super, at least if you're lucky enough like this Kid. First, he finished the enemy playing casually, then jumped on the enemy on the lower portion of the map, and while he did this, Colt noticed him and came for what he thought was an easy kill. But what Kid did then is accidentally activate a bug which let him move up and down, dodging all of the bullets. Does it only look for me? Why can't I get luck like this? Today, I was checking my account. Something super suspicious popped up. A secret star drop from Supercell. So for the sake of creating one of the luckiest moments ever, I decided to open it right away. And it's Frank. Guess I'll be blinding everyone with his shiny bald head in game now. This Dynamic used clever movement to barely turn this fight around. He dances around the back of the tree trunk and then unloads a bunch of damage before dyna hopping away. The Gene missed some crucial shots and Dynamic was barely able to deliver the finishing blow to complete a huge turnaround. Too bad he doesn't make it too far after that. Speaking of Gene, this video wouldn't be complete if we didn't mention the Gene release bug. So for those of you who do not remember, on release, if Gene were ever to use his super, it would crash the entire game. And the worst thing is, this worked in public matches too. However, only around an hour after the bug was discovered, Supercell disabled the character and managed to fix it. Developers fixing an issue right away? Now that's rare. Edgar using the like pin is already rare, but you know what's even rarer? Multiple Edgars giving thumbs up in the same match. And that's exactly what happened in the solo showdown game. Plus, there was a kid also spamming the thumbs up pin. Yeah, it's all coming to an end. Are you good at chaining supers in Brawl Stars? Well, this Mandy definitely is. She starts by shooting her super and manages to hit 2 enemies in one shot. With the damage done, she managed to charge another super and hit 2 players with it again. With her once again charged super, she shoots again and manages to pick up a wild triple kill. That might be the best Mandy I've ever seen. Pro player movement is sometimes incredible to watch. It's so hard to dodge and juke properly in Brawl Stars, but pro player Tensai has it down to a T. In this bounty game, he dodged just about every shot fired at him for 15 seconds. There aren't any words to describe how crazy this play is. He might just be the GOAT. One of the luckiest parts of Brawl Stars has to be the star drops. During the legendary drops event, one player got insanely lucky, but in the weirdest way possible. Every time they opened a legendary drop, Supercell gave them everything related to Max, from Max herself to her hypercharge and even 2 skins for her. At this point, you just have to become a Max main. It's the prophecy. But speaking of star drops, this player hit the jackpot. While opening his legendary drops from the event, he pulled 3 legendary skins, with the rarest drop only having a 1.73% chance of happening. What makes it even more interesting is that it's a brand new account. Yeah, you can't tell me that beginner's luck isn't real. This Spike moment is both satisfying and lucky at the same time. While he was in a duo with Angelo and Brock, his teammate got eliminated. However, both of the enemies ended up with low HP. To avenge his teammates, he threw a random spike ball, and the spiraling spikes eliminated both of the enemies in one shot. Would it be this satisfying if I got poked by Spike? Nope, no it would not. I think this is probably the chillest Terra Shadow out there. While there's a furious battle ongoing, Terra Shadow literally eliminated all enemies without being damaged. And after that, it simply walks away like nothing happened. Even a chill guy isn't as chill as this Shadow. Speaking of clutches, this enemy team accidentally clutched against themselves. In a Brawl hockey match, the blue team completely messed up and all got wiped, leaving the goal wide open. But just as the enemy was about to score the easiest goal of their life, Ollie misclicked and kicked the ball in the wrong direction, causing it to bounce all over the map and escape. Then, Melody from the blue team respawned, dashed toward the puck, and pulled off the ultimate reverse Uno. Now that's embarrassing. Imagine being one of the best players in the world. Well, that's exactly what happened when a random player stumbled into a match with Crestale, one of the top Brawl Stars pros and creators out there. But instead of getting destroyed, they absolutely wiped the floor with him and his team in no time. So, is he really one of the best players anymore? This has got to be a 1 in a million Brock clutch in Duo Showdown. He was stuck in a final 2-team fight, getting pushed by both enemies at once, and it looked like he was done for. But somehow, he pulled off the impossible. He used his super to take out one enemy, then instantly popped his jump gadget to dodge all of the incoming shots, and finished the last player with a single rocket. Okay, someone hired this guy for esports, but this player encountered one of the rarest moments in Brawl Stars. While playing Solo Showdown, he ran into an Edgar. Pretty chilling already. But then he engaged in combat, and Edgar actually ended up taking him out. And that's when something really rare happened. Edgar used the thumbs up emote. Yeah, Edgar being friendly? This might just be a sign that the end of the world is near. Clutching up in Showdown is one of the best feelings ever. But it's even sweeter when you come up against a toxic emoter. This Shelly got chased down by Janet, who even emoted to rub it in. However, Shelly realizes that she had no choice to turn around and managed to absolutely two-tap her with her insane damage. There's a lesson to be learned here. Never be M. You miss all the shots you don't take, especially in Brawl Ball. This Colt was getting chased down by Mortis and decided to shoot the ball away as before he died. It might have been unintentional, but the ball bounced right off a pole and into the net, and he managed to secure a point for his team. I don't know about you guys, but I would be so angry if this happened to me. Now, in my glitches video, I mentioned a bug that gave brawlers the wrong star power. And although this wasn't intentionally added into the game, players actually really liked it in the beginning and thought it was kind of funny. However, what happened if you did manage to get Bull star power with Poco? You would actually be able to kill your own teammates. Now, to be fair, this only worked in friendly lobbies, so even when it was in the game, it didn't turn out to be a big deal. But just imagine how many griefers you'd get if you could do this on the ranked ladder. I can't even imagine. This Dynamite was just trying to save his teammate Bo in the hot zone, but with Rosa and Kenji closing in, things weren't looking too good. Bo went down, leaving Dynamite alone against both of them. An impossible situation, right? But what happened next was the luckiest clutch ever. In a panic, Dynamite threw his super straight into the wall, but at the exact same moment, Rosa and Kenji rushed in for the easy win, only to get absolutely obliterated. Now that's bombastic. Everyone knows Miko can't attack on water, and this Juju just had enough luck to be in a 1v1 on a map with water. As Miko desperately tried to reach Juju, who casually walked on water, she trolled him with sprays and kept running until the zone finished him off. It's safe to say Miko's biggest enemy is water, probably why he threw his phone into the lake after the match. This Colt accidentally triggered one of the rarest glitches in the game. While playing Hockey Brawl to warm up for ranked, he shot the puck toward the left side, only for it to bounce off literal air and somehow go straight into the goal. No walls, no brawlers, just air. And honestly, this is exactly why the community called Supercell Bugacell. This is easily one of the craziest close call clutches in Brawl Stars history. In a heist match, the enemy team brought the safe down to just 7%, and it looked like a guaranteed win. That was until Daryl rushed in, took out one of the enemies, and opened up the path for Brock and Jesse to charge forward. Then the 15-second countdown started ticking, and in the last second push, both Brock and Jesse activated their hypercharges and melted the enemy safe down to 4%, stealing the win right before the clock hit 0. The enemy team probably boiled their phones after that one. Every once in a while, you see players that are just so unlucky, you actually feel sorry for them, such as this Piper who just wanted to power up in Showdown and gain a level, but after she destroyed the box, the gem bounced across the river so she couldn't pick it up. If only she knew how to swim. Sometimes you need to be a hero to save your game. This Primo was busy dishing out some damage and was about to secure a kill, but quickly realized the goal was in trouble as Sprout had found its way behind him. Some quick thinking from Primo allowed him to run back and use his super to block the goal at the last possible second, preventing his team from going 1-0 down. Have you ever seen Primo's super used like that? This was some insanely clever use of the overtime mechanic. In the dying seconds of this Brawl Ball match, this Frank hit a massive 3-man stun to set his team up for 2 easy kills. After that, he crucially manages to survive with another supercharge and get his team the overtime victory. Have you ever faced an unstoppable enemy team in Brawl Ball? Well, this blue team did, and they carried the ball all the way to the enemy goal. But just as they were about to score, the entire enemy team was on the goal to block them. To make things worse, Gale dropped his tornado right on top of the ball, making it impossible for enemies to grab it. It's moments like these that make you feel like Supercell secretly placed an invisible wall on the enemy team. Curse you, Supercell. Everyone hates Angelos that camp on water, but this one might be an exception as he pulled off the luckiest clutch ever. It starts with Edgar jumping on Leon, only to get eliminated instantly by this pro Leon. Then Angelo, hovering on water, realizes he's in big trouble as a hypercharged Leon starts chasing him in a 1v1. Angelo lands a hit while Leon is invisible and jumps just in time. And as Leon thinks he's about to get an easy win, Angelo pulls off the luckiest snipe with 1 HP left, clutching the battle in style. We could say Leon probably hates Angela now too, but that's not as crazy as this Piper clutch. In this lucky moment, Piper's being chased by her ultimate counter, Mortis. And just as things look hopeless for Piper, she uses her super to escape. Mortis, thinking she's defenseless after landing, moves in for the final blow, only to get completely obliterated by Stu, who takes him out instead. Piper didn't even have to lift a finger, and it made Mortis look like a total noob. Buzz might have just gotten a huge buff with how he switched targets in this moment. In a Brawl Ball match, he used his super on Mandy, who was right in front of him, but instead of stunning her, Buzz suddenly changed direction mid-super and stunned El Primo instead. It's one of those rare moments where Buzz doesn't hold back at all, just like how this Doug wasn't holding back either. In a knockout match, all of his teammates were down, so he teleported behind the enemy, snuck through the bushes, and took out 2 of them on his own. Then, unfortunately, Bo managed to take him out. But Doug used his super just in time, revived himself, and finished off Bo like a true clutch king. Now that's a real wiener.
Some players take using the map to the next level, just like this Bibi who engaged onto this Brock by attacking him with her bat and swung him right into the wall where the minecart appeared, managing to insta-kill him. You definitely don't see that every day. Getting too desperate for a goal in Brawl Ball can lead to an absolute destruction, something these two quickly found out when they tried to force their way into the goal. Dynamite deals so much damage to closely grouped enemies, even at close range. As Mortis and Rosa try to run into the goal, Mike drops a bomb and absolutely blows them both into smithereens. It's not often you'll get a double kill because the enemy is charging across the goal line, but there you have it. Going from 900 IQ to negative IQ in just a few seconds, this is the best, then worst play you've ever seen. This Leon made an incredibly smart play by sneaking up on his duo huddled in the corner and easily took them both down. But then, Leon makes a strange decision to try and run back for the box, even though it's in the storm. He quickly started to take storm damage and dies right before he can get out of the storm. Way too greedy. What happens when you're lucky, but in the opposite way?
Well, you'd be this Nani. She sends her drone flying toward Colette, who dodges it perfectly. Then, Nani activates her teleportation gadget, only to land right on a jump pad that launches her straight into Shelly and Bull, who absolutely obliterate her. Now she's a literal dust. If you thought own goals didn't exist in Brawl Stars, well, this Sprout proved otherwise. In this reverse lucky moment, Sprout is up against opponents who shoot the ball straight toward the goal, but as he desperately tries to block it with his super, he instead pushes the ball right into his own goal. Yeah, this was insanely lucky to even occur, but I don't think he was very happy about it. This Hank player literally pulled off a frame-perfect trick. While playing Brawl Hockey, he charged his attack at the exact same moment his teammate passed him the ball, and somehow triggered a bug where he could carry the puck while keeping his attack charged. He even hid it behind his bubble. Guess we can call that a $10 problem, right, Supercell? This El Primo accidentally became the hero of the match. During a Brawl Ball game, his team was about to get scored on. One teammate was already eliminated, and the enemies were closing in fast. Just as Frank rushed him, El Primo misclicked and used his throwing gadget, tossing Frank right in front of the goal as Spike was about to shoot. That tiny delay was just enough for his teammate to respawn, block the ball, and pass it to Mortis, who ran it all the way back and scored. Man, I wish my misclicks were this good. Megapig actually scammed this player, or did it? At the end of the event, this player opened his Megapig fully expecting the usual bad drops, but something insane happened. Every single one of his 20 star drops turned out to be epic, and on top of that, each one gave him 100 power points. He couldn't believe what he was seeing, and after some players calculated the numbers, they found out that the odds of that happening were basically impossible. Like, we're talking many zeros after the decimal impossible. Honestly, he would have had a better chance playing the lottery that day instead of Brawl Stars.
Why bother scoring in Brawl Ball if you can just eliminate the entire team instead? This Carl hid behind the box with the ball and made it look like he wanted to try to dribble it into the goal. However, the entire enemy team is huddled up on the touchline, but they must have forgotten about Carl's super. He kicked the ball away and quickly ran to the touchline to use Tailspin and killed all 3 of them in an instant. But the worst part of this play? Bull walking the ball into the net and getting all of the credit. Crazy things tend to happen when you end up in a mirror match. Some players think it's the truest test of skill, but sometimes you can get wrecked. However, what if you both got wrecked at the same time? These two Gales just played the matchup the exact same and ended up killing each other in the process. Not often you see that happen. This might be the fastest goal ever scored in Brawl Ball. When this guy loaded into his game, he and the entire enemy and friendly team were all huddled up in the corner of the enemy base when they spawned in, along with the ball. Needless to say, it didn't take much effort to score from there, and the blue team quickly gets a free win as the same thing happened on the reset. set. I mean, can you imagine if this happened to you? I would be furious.
Meeple has been around for a bit, but players have already found clever ways to make him super annoying. Just like in this Brawl Ball match where Baby stole the ball from the opposing team and was about to score a goal with her super. But just as she was about to pull it off, Meeple used his stunning gadget to stop the ball. It might not have been BB's lucky day, but it sure was for the enemy team. Piper just got saved by her rival Mandy in the most unexpected way. As Piper was fleeing from Mortis, who had the advantage and was closing in for an easy kill, Mandy's super came out of nowhere and blasted straight through Mortis like a train. Piper then simply celebrated her unbelievable luck by spinning around and picking up leftover power cubes. If you've ever wondered what a 0.001% chance in Brawl Stars looks like, it's definitely this. 5 Alien Fame players with gold skins joining the same 5v5 match. And yes, this actually happened. These players somehow perfectly joined at the same time, creating what might be the luckiest and rarest moment in Brawl Stars history. I can't even imagine how terrified their opponents must have been. I bet this is the luckiest 8-bit main out there. First, he dodges Colt's bullet barrage, then Piper's sniper shot. After that, he avoids balls and teleports out of Mandy's super projectile. And as the cherry on top, he manages to escape Tick's head by teleporting too. Honestly, watching this 8-bit's gameplay almost gave me a heart attack. If you ever wondered what top tier trolling looks like in Brawl Stars, then this is the perfect example. During a big boss match, the boss was Sprout, and the way he won was actually hilarious. He charged up his super, ran into a corner, and completely walled himself in, making it absolutely impossible for anybody to reach him. Then, he just kept spamming his regular attacks from behind the wall and literally won the match doing only that. I guess this is exactly why Big Boss got removed. Today might be the happiest day of my life because I just found out El Primo has a secret ability. Yep, you heard that right. He actually has a quantum tunneling super? What? And if you don't believe me, just watch this clip. During a gem grab match, a player stole some gems, hid in a bush, and then literally phased through a wall. This right here, guys, this is why El Primo is the GOAT.
Do you ever hate your team so much that you just want to kill them? Well, this Colt found a neat way to sacrifice his Poco by luring one of the bombs straight into him for the kill. Thank God we have the report button. Does he know that in deathmatch you're supposed to kill the enemy team, not your own? We all love a good 2-for-1 deal. And that's what Colt saw as he tried to take down 2 very low health opponents. Getting a double kill with Colt's super is hard, and right when he fired his super, he mistimed it and tried to correct his aim. However, Brock decided to lend him a helping hand by dashing into the Jean, which allowed Colt to kill her, but also meant Brock got caught in the crossfire. Every second matters when you need to clutch, especially when you're a pro. This Piper knew she needed to clutch the game out, so she runs out to the side in order to try to pick up a last-minute elimination. Luckily for her, she manages to snipe Brock with 1 second remaining, clutching the win for Team Clash.
This Mortis pulled the biggest trick shot in the game. Well, not really. In this Brawl Ball match, Bo cleared out the entire enemy team at the goal, giving Mortis a perfect chance to score. But instead of taking the shot, Mortis pulled out his secret move, waiting for the enemy team to respawn and passing the ball right to them, which ended up losing the game for his team. Speaking of trick shots, this one's actually real. Maisie pulled off a true solo score in Brawl Ball against 3 enemies. She had the ball, while her teammates were eliminated, and the goal was fully defended. But just when the enemy team thought they had the upper hand, Maisie used her super to knock all of them back and scored a goal, tying the match. She definitely got back pain from all of that carrying.
I bet you've never seen someone defend in Brawl Ball like this. Bo's super can place traps that deal absolutely insane damage, but using them correctly can be difficult. This Bo placed his traps around the ball, so even when he died, the Barley couldn't run away with it to score, as he blows up and gets an insane kill. Now that's one way to ensure you never lose in Brawl Ball. What's the craziest trick shot that you've ever seen in Brawl Ball? This Mortis wanted to score a goal for his team and made the brave decision to dash forward and hit up an absolutely disgusting trick shot right through the enemy's team net to put his team up 1-0. This would definitely make Ronaldo proud.
If you ever thought an enemy couldn't become your teammate, this Melody proves otherwise. So Melody's rushing to the goal like usual when Stu comes speeding in from behind and the goal is wide open. And you'd think she's throwing the game by passing the ball to Stu, but you'd be wrong. Stu actually passes the ball back to her, not once, but twice.
twice. And then Melody scores her goal. Yeah, this dude just lost a generational aura. But no one was as lucky as this Edgar right here, who somehow escaped elimination not once, not twice, but 3 times in one match. First, he dodges another Edgar mid-jump while on low HP, and then another Edgar jumps on him, and he manages to flee again. And as the cherry on cake, Cornelius pops out of a bush. But guess what? Edgar escapes once more. Too bad he can't escape from me dive bombing through his window. This Frank might be the luckiest noob ever. He was hiding in the bushes, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. When he finally used his super, he got countered by Kit, and everyone thought it was game over for him. But in an insane twist, Frank instantly flipped the tables and wiped out the entire team in under a second. I guess this proves that Frank is unkillable. Well, aside from the fact that he's a zombie. But that's not as bad as the BB getting rid of her generational luck. She dashes straight for the ball on the left side of the goal and grabs it, but now she's up against Rico and Dynamite, who immediately start shredding her health. Just when it seems like it's over, Dynamite makes a huge mistake. He throws his super bomb right into his own goal, and then as she's about to die, BB takes a shot into the destroyed part of the goal and scores! Yeah, good luck seeing something like this happen in Brawl Stars again. Did you know Willow is secretly the best Dynamite player? Sounds crazy, but that's exactly what happened here. Dynamite was about to get destroyed by Mortis, but then Willow took control, pulled off a stunning triple Dynamite jump, and landed an insane kill on Mortis. Honestly, Dynamite owes Willow at least 100 gems for that clutch save. One of the luckiest moments ever has to be when streamer Skrek was opening a hypercharge drop and wished for Piper's hypercharge.
One that I'm looking for, Piper. Let's go.
Then instantly got it right after. Yeah, who said Supercell doesn't hear us? Okay, now, please remove Edgar. Please remove Edgar. If you ever encountered this in game, it's safe to say you were finished. When Mr. P was released, his Porter reinforcement gadget would spawn in smaller versions of his super spawn. You may be thinking to yourself, what's so weird about that? That's not a glitch. And you'd be right, except for the fact that they were spawning in with 90,000 health. Just watch these mini Porters chase down Nani. Thankfully, Supercell fixed the bug quickly, but if you're lucky enough to experience this, you're definitely rare. Sometimes 1 HP is all you need. Well, at least that's all this Max needed, as he was getting forced into a corner, but managed to cleverly use the phase shifter gadget to deal tons of damage and pick up the kill, escaping with just 1 HP left.
I bet you didn't know there was a dislike pin that basically cost a team $1 million. It all went down during the World Cup Finals in 2021 when Tribe faced off against Ints in a siege match, and Tribe got way too toxic. Instead of focusing on the bolts, they kept spinning and spamming the dislike pin every time they got a kill. But karma hit fast. Ints turned the game around, took full control, and ended up winning the entire match, costing Tribe the championship and $1 million prize. Definitely the most expensive dislike button in Brawl Stars history. Back in the Brawler Time event, Supercell hosted a massive giveaway where players could win 1 million gems by posting a Valentine's moment related to Brawl Stars on social media. And one lucky couple actually won. The player shared a photo of himself and his girlfriend at a cosplay convention, and Supercell picked them as the winners. Since both of them played the game, they had to split the prize, getting 50,000 gems each. The plot twist? The guy already had a maxed out account, but his girlfriend didn't, so the gems were a huge boost for her. Seems like having a girlfriend is a legit way to boost your Brawl Stars account. This player literally had plot armor. While playing Jessie in solo showdown, she was nearly taken out by Crow's poison, until Crow tried to finish her off with his super, and got absolutely demolished instead. Yeah, Crow's probably not jumping back into Brawl Stars anytime soon after that one.
This is one of the smartest plays ever made, and it was pulled off in the Brawl Stars World Championships. You see, ZD1 needed to win quick, so Site Tampo came up with a quick sensational move to seal the game. He used the ult to rapidly steal a gem from the middle of the field, and boom, there was nothing the enemy could do. This eventually led them to winning the game. Everyone hates cheaters, and beating one feels amazing. But what if you beat 5 cheaters at once? Well, Crying Man, a Brawl Stars veteran, did exactly that. Having streamed and made content for years, he built quite the audience, but not all of his fans were friendly. And one time, 5 cheaters decided to gang up on him in Showdown while he was on stream. But Crying Man would demonstrate some insane skill and manage to turn the tables on all 5 of them at once.
Belle might be one of the best brawlers for pulling off rare trick shots, thanks to how her ammo bounces off walls. In one match of Gem Grab, a player randomly shot at a wall, only for the bullet to bounce off several others and somehow take out a penny on the other side. I bet you've seen some weird names in Brawl Stars before, but what probably never happened to you is sharing that weird name with your enemy. One player jumped into a normal match with the name I Hate Children, only to find their opponent named I Hate Kids. I guess we've got 2 teams to choose from now. Did you know you can deal deal 1 million damage in a single Brawl Stars match? Well, kinda. It's insanely hard to pull off, but YouTuber Sixwix actually managed to do it. He teamed up with 2 friends in Power League, and their plan was to keep tying Brawl Ball matches over and over again until they hit that crazy number. And the tricky part was, if they accidentally won or lost, they'd have to wait 6 whole weeks for the quest to show up again. So, after carefully picking their brawlers, they got to work. And after 16 drawn matches and over an hour and a half of grinding, they finally did it. Now that's some serious dedication.